Hey, my friends, Ready Cyclists, it's Graeme Street, and you're joining me here in my training studio with 5 tips for you today about setting your PR on your favorite local loop or doing time trials. This coming Friday, we've got our annual local time trial that we finish up our season with all of our friends, all of our group riding buddies. I'm defending champ this year. Don't think I can hold on to it, but I'll do the best that I can. I'm a little burnt out from the season, but there's 5 things that I know that I'll be using without exception this coming Friday that a lot of riders I encounter either don't know or have never been taught, and it's like free speed. Are you ready? Secret number 1, if you want to do a better time trial or you want to sit out on a 20-mile loop that you've done a million times over and you want to set a PR for speed or time. So rule number 1 is you really need to know what your current FTP is, your functional threshold power. Now, we've gone over this ad nauseum here in the club with my FTP Zone 4 test. If you've done that test, I've got it free for you online right now that you can do. Why is that number so important? Whether it be heart rate, speed, or power if you've got a power meter. Why is that number so critical? Well, that's basically the breaking point that your body can hold on to a certain level of energy output or effort for about 30 to 60 minutes. It depends on how fit you are and what kind of course we're talking about. That number, that Zone 4, translates into what kind of power I can throw down for a full hour. And on my time trial, I'll be either below, at, or above that number in specific situations pre-planned before I get there. There's no happen chance of people setting records with time trials or PRs. A smart individual knows what their functional threshold power is. Now, once you've determined that number, now you can start to think about how am I going to apply that number to speed out on the course. First thing you want to do is get to know the course. If you can pre-ride the course in question, whether it's a local loop, which obviously you've done a million times over, so you already know every nook, every cranny, where to save time in the descents, corners, where's the hard uphill, where's the section that typically has lots of wind. These are things that you can think about or create what's called segmentation within a ride. So if I have a 17-mile time trial, which I believe is the distance for our time trial this Friday, I know that course really well. It's my home turf, like it is for everyone around here. I've broken that course into about 4 different segments. Each segment is a little bit unique on when and how I'm going to apply my power. Some segments, with maybe a long downhill, which we have a very long, fast downhill, I'll apply the least amount of power during that segment. Mostly because segment 3, which is shortly thereafter, requires a huge amount of power and my choice to decide how far above my Zone 4 I want to go. Now remember, in any time trial course, in any route that you do, you've only got so many matches that you can burn during that course. So in a 17-mile section, I have to decide I may have 2, maybe as many as 4 matches that I can burn, meaning 4 times I can supersede my Zone 4 for usually between a minute and maybe even up to 3 or 4 minutes. The benefit is I'm going to usually get hopefully a large rate of return on speed with that. The downside is, if you haven't practiced doing those Zone 5 level efforts, meaning that's an effort that is not only at your Zone 4 threshold, which is sustainable. I always do this on my videos. But a number or a power number that's above. So if my Zone 4 is 320 watts, it's going to hurt, but I can sustain that for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It's going to be hell, but I can do that. If I want to go to Zone 5, I either increase my leg speed or increase the gear ratio. And now I'm going maybe a mile per hour faster, and I'm going maybe 40, 50 watts higher. Now that's burning a match. And I can maybe do that maybe 2 or 3 times on Friday. I'm hoping for 3. 3 key parts within the course where I'm going to burn a match. And the benefit is I'm going to get more rate of return on time. But my body has to be preconditioned to recover from that Zone 5. So if you're out there doing endless miles, just trying to work harder the whole course, like steady state, you're very rarely going to break a time zone. If, however, you can break it into segments and say, okay, I'm going to throw out the most power here, the least amount of power there, and sustain my power here, here, and here, more than likely, you're going to make up a lot of time on your TT. I'm looking at my notes here. Next big thing. This one baffles me. Every person that will be there this coming Friday will probably either ride their bike to the course at 5 o'clock in the morning in the pitch dark, or they'll drive there. Warm-up will consist of going up and down the road couple times, getting a light sweat going, and poof, that's their time trial zone 4 warm-up. Although that's the commonplace way to do it in a casual fashion. If you're headed to a time trial, if you don't know this by now, you should. Doing a warm-up on a trainer exactly as I have it here is probably the biggest secret weapon to improving your time and performance on any ride that you do, even before you actually leave to go on just a regular road ride. If you're looking to set a PR, get on your indoor trainer first. I would perform between a 15 and 25-minute warm-up. That warm-up is not just about lightly spinning your wheels during that time, but doing several progressive Zone 4 and Zone 5 level efforts, or what we would call blowing out the carbon. So we want to get our enzymes in our body, our higher level enzymes that help buffer that lactic acid we're producing at high octane. We want to get those enzymes kicking into gear. And I might hold that for 2 minutes at a time, 3 minutes at a time. For me, that would be maybe 300, 320, 350, 375, 400. And my purpose there is not to exhaust my body, but to actually charge and wind it up. So on Friday, I bet, this is not a guarantee, but I'll probably be the only one there that's going to bring a separate bike with my trainer, set it up in the back of my truck, and probably do a good 20 or 30-minute warm-up before I get on the course. I'm the last one to leave because I'm the defending champ. Is that cheating? Well, yes and no. I understand that my body cannot just go to the line and execute Zone 4 and Zone 5 efforts for 35 or 40 minutes without a good warm-up. And I can't just be going up and down the road. I need solid warm-up where I'm looking at a number saying, okay, I'm holding that, I'm a little shy, I'm a little high, backing that off, learning to control that energy. I'll be doing at least a 20-minute warm-up there with the trainer, then hop on my regular TT bike and head down the road for the TT. Others that are not doing that, the funny thing is they're not really going to actually hit their stride probably until halfway through the course. The other half of the course, they're just trying to get their body to actually catch on to what's going on. The body's going to say, whoa, wait a second. We got to throw out a lot of different types of energy here all at the same time. Had you told me that, body is saying to you, I would have done much better. Big difference. I hope these tips are helpful. If you have a friend that does time trials, or if you do time trials, please send this video to them. It's free for everybody. If you haven't used my Cyclo-90 systems yet, you need to get more aero, boost on your core strength, work on your pedal positions, work on your pedal stroke. Try the Cyclo-90 system. I promise you, it'll make all the difference in the world, and you'll be setting PRs and doing time trials like crazy. I'll update you after Friday on my PR, hopefully, and time trial. Hopefully this thing won't go bust on me. And until we speak again, right at the smile on your face, I'll talk to you soon.